Candace had another bombshell show last night. Today we're going to get into what she talked about, how people responded, and what I think. In this first clip, she's talking about why the quality of the videos and the images is reduced. Why are the images so grainy? I talked about this in a previous video. Why can we not get the actual 4K footage from the college? Let's take a listen.
Why release something grainy if you can release something clearer? Why reduce the quality? Again, that seems to be a theme, that they're just intentionally degrading the quality of footage. And the question is why? Who does that ultimately help?
So that's a very good question. And why can't we... Is it public information? I don't think it is for UVU to release all of their 4K footage, but I know they have cameras all over the place on that campus. And surely they have some kind of a connecting timeline that shows Tyler Robinson walking through the whole campus and doing what he did. So that's a very good question, and we're going to kind of get into this a little bit more. I have a theory as to why this is going on, and I'm going to share it with you in just a second, because she asked another question right here, which is pretty important.
Another question that's on my mind this morning is, why was Zachariah Koreishi initially arrested by local police and feds?
Okay, so this is a very good question. Now, a lot of people don't know who he is, but Zachariah Koreishi was arrested in the aftermath. I'm not sure exactly the timeline, but he was arrested and ultimately let go. And I do have a theory as to why. I am a subscriber to, let's just say I'm open to the possibility that if this was a coordinated effort, I believe that there probably were multiple Tylers running around that day. Maybe 2, 3, 4 people in plain clothes that had the same type of shirt on that Tyler had and walking around, because even the pictures that you see, they don't look like all the same person. They look like different people to me. And I can kind of show you too, I think that this guy though, and Zachariah, I think he was not part of that group because he was dressed in black tactical gear. Clearly has military training, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about in a second. But I don't think Tyler is in that group. I think there were other people that were kind of dressed alike walking around, and I think it's possible to think that they were acting like they had a limp. And I can kind of show you what I'm talking about with that. And it's because many people have noticed that this is one of the supposed videos of Tyler. His right leg is clearly bent right here. So this you can see. Now just remember, his right leg is bent. So this is one of the only pictures that I could find or video where he is bending his right leg. I think they got confused, and I think whoever this is was bending the wrong leg. And because if you go back a little bit, you'll see now he's bending his right leg, remember. So if we go back a little bit, he's going to be bending his left leg. Watch.
We're able to track Mr. Rob.
Okay, that was very clear right there. Let me just back it up a tad. Okay, so now he's bending his left leg. Okay, so you can't have both. This is part of the same video sequencing that they showed. So he's clearly bending his left leg right here. And a second ago, I just showed you where he was bending his right leg. So not only do I think we have multiple Tylers, I think they were instructed to do a set of things that day. And I think that they were getting confused. It's kind of hard to keep focusing on a limp if you're faking it, like which leg do I bend and which one do I not bend. So that's kind of what I think is going on here. And I think that this guy was spotted in black tactical gear up on top of the roof doing something different. And this guy does have military training. Now, Candace gets into this, and we're going to take a look here in just a second. This is ground intel saying the question is, why was there a bolo out for Zachariah Koreishi? And why did dispatch describe him as wearing a mask, tactical gear, carrying a black bag with tan straps, and carrying a rifle, going hospital to hospital looking for Charlie? This is afterwards. This is a very specific description. So I think we have multiple people here doing this. Now, Candace then also showed us some new video footage, and we're going to get into that here in just a second. Okay, here's the footage, and it's grainy and pixelated, but you can kind of see what's going on. I'm just going to go ahead and play it for you as she did.
he comes running on to the rooftop. What we know definitively is he gets down into what is known as a lateral military crawl. He begins that crawl over to the right first.
Okay, talking about that crawl, that is something that is trained in the military. They teach people how to do this crawl. So this is a picture, a video. I'll play this part of it actually because she plays this too, showing you how they teach, how they train for this in the military, this particular lateral crawl.
That general action right there is known as a lateral crawl.
Okay, and that's exactly what's happening in this grainy footage right here. So let's continue to watch.
And then to the left, we see a quick flash. We are not sure what that flash is.
That flash, I believe, is a windshield of a car passing down below. I think that's been discussed at length last night, and I believe that's what it is.
Actually, this looks like, say, fold forward. You can
go forward
getting into
here.
The side of a low-C building and said, oh, I just saw someone get up there. He's got a gun.
Okay, now he's laying in the prone position. He's down here flat. And watch for a recoil if you can see one. I couldn't see one.
And he's up. And he's gone.
Doesn't look like he really put anything away. It just almost looked like he just got up and just started running. It's hard to tell if he had any type of weapon in his hands or if it's hard to tell what it is, honestly. I believe this was footage taken from an iPhone, but if that's true, then we should be able to get the 4K version of that footage. So anyway, that's something to think about. It's definitely a mystery as to what's going on there, but I think that Zachariah Koreishi was arrested. He was going hospital by hospital. I don't know why he was doing that, but if he was the one that was up on the rooftop, and I believe that it's a very good possibility that this video that we just watched is Zachariah. I believe that is him right there. He has military training, and he was dressed in all black tactical gear, and he was also spotted by another.
So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in, and now he's right there.
Right there.
Just saying.
Yeah, so I believe that's him. I believe it's him, and I believe they picked him up afterwards, arrested him, and then they probably already had the Tyler Robinson thing going by then, and he had already turned himself in or something, and they said no. For some reason, they just said no. He's not going to be the patsy. We're going with Tyler Robinson. So I think they had multiple people to choose from, and I think that's becoming more and more obvious. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you think. I think it's very possible. So then Candace, she talks about this for a little while. She goes into the flash in the car, which we talked about, the actual video itself. They're looking for a recoil on this video. You can't see one, in my opinion.
Throw forward. I say fold forward. You can say throw forward, but that's definitely something being flung forward, getting into position. And here we wait for what we expect to be some sort of a kickback. Must have been when our source began recording from the side of a low-C building and said, oh, I just saw someone get up there. He's got a gun. And he's up. And he's gone.
I didn't see any recoil. I did not. But if it was a smaller caliber weapon, then maybe, he could have taken a shot and it wouldn't have had a recoil. So then she gets into who found the gun and kind of the suspicious circumstances under which the gun was found. Now, they did bring dogs out there. Candace talks about that for a little while, but it seems like one of the dogs was unable to find, or both, there was two dogs, so they weren't unable to find the gun. And only after these two rookies came out, this guy and another one, this is Mitchell Curtis, he's been on the force. He was a graduate of the police academy in 2025. He's brand new. Candace talks about this. It's a little suspicious, and where the dogs went around and tried to check everything, And then this guy and another new guy just happen to do one more sweep. I think the FBI gets there and they tell these guys to go and do one more check of the area over there. And they do. And then that's when the gun is discovered. So she talks about how in the text messages, Tyler Robinson said, I hope the pooch has a broken sniffer. I get it almost sounds like it's someone that doesn't know English very well and they're trying to sound like, how would a teenager talk? What slang would they use? Pooch, broken sniffer. I mean, I don't think that doesn't sound like that. Sounds like slang from maybe the 1920s. So anyway, she goes into all that and I'll play a little bit of it.
Of Pleasant Grove Police, 2025 graduate, very young buck. He finds this gun in UVU's backyard.
Yeah, just kind of a great coincidence there. Just happened to, of course, after the FBI told him where to go. So then she gets out of that, goes into the Einstein connection with the father of this young guy.
Mitchell Curtis of Pleasant.
Yeah, that guy. So his father has Einstein connections and also is I think he works for NCIS as well. So he's connected militarily, and it's just an amazing coincidence that he was able to find the gun. So she goes into that. Then also she plays this, I guess Iran is making these Lego propaganda videos, and she talks about that a little bit. I'll play a little bit of it.
We know that everything that went sideways with Trump went sideways after he looked us in the eye and pretended the Epstein files were nothing. Are we still talking about the Epstein files? He thought himself a king that could just mandate us to forget it. That was obviously the day that I made it clear I was done. I'm not meeting you halfway.
I'll play a little bit of the video for you.
You started the war, you thought you would win. Now look at the mess that your country is in. Look at it. Your general's crying, your plan was a bust. The promises made are now turning to dust. Marco Rubio was sweating, he's grilled on the...
Okay, so if you haven't seen it, you look for the Lego video, and there's a bunch of them coming out. And I guess they're pretty popular, so I don't know. I'm not real happy with it, but it's like I want our country to succeed. I want I want the golden age. I want what I want, I guess, is not relevant, but I just want what we were promised. And I know that we could have had that, but something happened. And, Charlie Kirk is no longer with us. And I think that's a big part of the reason why we're not getting what we were promised. Take a listen now, a little bit more into Candace's show.
That's it. Charlie was targeted because of his views on transgenderism. No evidence. Just don't look deeper than that. Accept this. They murdered Charlie, and then also being interjected with the Christianese slop. Grieving widow, pastors in ripped jeans telling you about what's demonic. Like a military operation, a military psyop, these mega pastors.
Yeah, the whole thing is just so obvious and transparent to me. I mean, it just seems like it's obvious. Maybe it's not. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Is kind of a recap of Candace's show last night, and I'll keep doing these. I had a lot of good feedback from my video yesterday, and I'll keep doing a recap on these. I know it's much easier. Sometimes you don't have time to listen to an hour broadcast from Candace. I'll try to recap it as best I can and give you a summary of the whole thing, if that's what you want. So like and subscribe, and leave me a comment below if you have one. I appreciate you listening. You guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next video.